Hey, in this video I'm discussing 5 lifesaver hacks for an autistic person attending university. These are awesome. Coming up. Hey guys, welcome back to the Aspie World. My name is Dan. I have autism, ADHD, OCD and dyslexia. So if you're new around here and you'd like to learn more, I upload videos every single week. So if you want to see more of those, click that subscribe button by clicking the notification bell, and if you're watching over on Facebook, be sure to give this page a like and a follow to see more videos like this. Okay, so I actually use these specific hacks to overcome everything that I have dealt with in university when I was attending my undergraduate studies in university, and I've never seen anyone else talk about it, and it's not the same old rubbish that you probably see on some old blog. This is new. I've used it and it worked. Okay guys, so welcome back to the Aspie World again. I know I've said that already, but I just wanted to say it again. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching another video and spending your time, choosing your time to spend that with me. I really appreciate that. You guys are amazing. So I want to know, are you in university or have you already graduated university? Leave me a comment in the comment section below. I read and respond to every single comment and I'd love to know who's watching. Okay, so I compiled a list of like 5 things that I used when I was in university to make sure that I was successful in my approach to my studies whilst being on the autism spectrum. I mean, this didn't come overnight. This took me a while to figure all this stuff out when I was doing an access to university course, it was just very, very helpful. So for any of you out there who don't know, I have a degree in chemistry, and I didn't start that degree until later on in life when I was like 29 because of the issues I had in school, and yeah, it's just like, undiagnosed autism in school, and it snowballed into not being able to get to university straight out of school, right? So university is a scary thing, or it can be a scary thing. It can actually be something that's quite overwhelming. You're in a strange place, you're living in dorms, you have to hang out and socialize with all these people. It's overwhelming. There's different foods, there's different surroundings. You have to go to certain places at certain times. You're restricted. Your schedule changes every single week. It can be a daunting task. I mean, anyone will find that quite overwhelming, let alone if you're on the autism spectrum, and let alone if you add in excessive study to the top of that. And what I mean by that is you have to attend lectures, take in that information, regurgitate that information, learn that information, put it into practical steps, then apply it to examinations and assessments. And it's just like, with everything else going on, how on earth are you supposed to study effectively and efficiently, right? Well, I'm so happy that we've asked that question. I have 5 hacks specifically designed for that, to answer that question for you, and we're going to go through them right now. Don't go anywhere and stick around to the end of the video, because every single one of these is vitally important to your success in university, or anybody who you could pass this message on to. And that actually brings me to something. If you think that this could add value to somebody, maybe perhaps share this with them, because if you're not actually attending university or any kind of studying right now, maybe somebody is that who's on the spectrum and could benefit from it, so that'd be super cool. Okay, so the first hack, I mean, I'll just give you a background on the hacks. I actually developed these with a personal learning plan that I developed with my student mentors from the disabled student section of the university and the college I attended before going to university. And so some of these were taken from that, and some of them are like an amalgamation of some stuff I've come up with, some stuff they've come up with, and that we mixed together and we made this kind of checklist. But these are like the 5 vital things, and I feel like these ones are the essential ones to get you through university quite breezy. So the first one here is to record all lectures audibly and visually. What that means is I used to take my iPhone in, or I would take a laptop in, and I would have them record like a video of the lecture, right? And so what I did with that is I could actually watch the lecture back and then see, because this is a big issue I had. When I was in the lecture, I'm sitting there looking at the lecturer and I'm listening to them talk, and then I'm supposed to be writing this stuff down as well as listening to the thing that they're saying and learn what they're saying at that same time. So concentrating on what they're saying, then taking that information and then actually absorbing it, but then also writing it down. I mean, that's never going to happen, especially not for me anyway on the spectrum. So I used to video record the lectures, and this actually helped a lot, because when you have audio and visual lectures, you are able to then go back and refer to them at any point, at any time. And also, one thing I used to do was, if there was something that I felt was really, really important, I'd like put my hand slightly in front of the lens, so that I knew that when my hand came up in front of the lens, I knew that that's something I gotta remember to do. So when you're going through like the timeline, it could be a load of fluff in the lecture, but you see your hand and you go, oh, that's something I need to check out. Very, very effective. Make sure that you have a phone that's capable of just filming as well, for a long time. What I do is I turn down the quality grade of the phone, so I'd actually put it on the lowest setting rather than have it at like 4K 60 frames a second. You turn it on something like 25 frames 30 frames a second at like 1080p or 750, just because it's way easier and way more effective to do that, and it means you can hold more on your phone basically, or your iPad or whatever you're using to actually go to the lecture with. But highly effective. Highly recommend you try that out if you're not already doing it. Super awesome. All right, let's go on to hack number 2. Okay, so hack number 2 is similar to that of hack number 1, but this one is very useful. I found this excessively useful. There is some audio to text dictation software, and what I used to do is take my iPad in and hook up a small microphone, and you run the software, and what the software would do would pick up what the lecturer was saying audibly and then put that down and make kind of actual notes out of it. For someone like myself who's also dyslexic, this was just a godsend, because it kind of populated those notes for you and created a document that you can just get access to anytime you want, and it's already written there. It's like a digital version of the audio and video that you've been watching. So basically you have every aspect of everything you could ever need from that lecture, and that is so important and it's highly valuable. There are a bunch of different kind of like dictation software. I would highly recommend just checking them out on the App Store. I think I used Dragon Dictation when I was there, but there are a bunch of ones and they probably moved on from then, so just check that out. But they are available and they do work. Okay, so number 3, moving away from digital stuff, this hack number 3 is what to do with paper and handouts and leaflets and all that kind of stuff. When you attend lectures and stuff like that in classes, they actually hand you out bunches of paper every now and then. You'll get this and that, and at the end of the week you'll get like a stack of stuff. You're like, oh my goodness, where does this all fit? What does it all do? So the best thing ever is to get a pen. As soon as you get that piece of paper, write the date on that piece of paper and then write the number of sheets it is. So if you've had 3 sheets that day, you label 1, 2, 3, and so then when you get home you can just then organize them and like staple them together in date order and in numerical order. That was the best tip ever. It made sure everything was filed and organized with minimal effort, and it was just absolutely fantastic. So I knew if I was looking at a lecture from a certain date on my phone or on my text document, then I could refer to those actual handouts that we had. That is amazing. Like, just absolutely just mind blowing. Okay, number 4, hack number 4 was buddy up. One of the things I did is I made friends with a guy called Tom who lived in the same town as me, and my sister was actually friends with his sister growing up, and so me and Tom kind of knew each other, so we used to like drive in together, but Tom was cool. He sat next to me in all the lectures, very clever guy, and the best thing I did was buddy up with him so that we'd kind of like tag team anything that we found difficult. We could discuss it between us. We could look at different issues, like, oh, if he was having issues with something, I could help him, and vice versa. Buddying up is a great way for you to keep calm, and it's like somebody watching your back. It's somebody having your back whilst you're in university. Like, it's stressful as it is, but having somebody as like a comrade with you in that situation is just amazing. So I highly recommend buddying up, or finding somebody who will buddy up with you and then say to them, hey, look, do you want to buddy up and do this, blah blah blah. Very effective. I highly recommend doing it. Okay, so hack number 5, the last one here, is to check your lecture timetable schedule the day before. Now, the reason I say do this the day before is because you may look at your timetable for the week and say, okay, I've got my week sorted. But we all know that people are people, and in university there are just tons of different people doing different things. Now, schedules can change, things can change, and that's not good. So what I used to do at like 6 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock at night, when I knew that they'd like have done everything and gone home from the office, I had to check my timetable and see if anything had changed to make sure that I was on schedule with that. And that was actually a godsend, because if anything had gone wrong, I'd go, okay, I'd have all night and all morning to prepare for the change and sort all those things out, which actually worked an absolute treat. It was absolutely fantastic. So yeah, that worked absolutely fine. So that concludes my 5 hacks. If you have any to add to that, please pop it in the comment section down below, and I will see you next time, guys. Peace.